What is up, everyone? It's Hunter here, back with another video, and it's a gloomy day, but I'm feeling excited. Just finished the first block of med school. That's right, this video takes off right where the last one ended, and we're gonna take you through a week in the life of a med student with no school. So in my free time, these are some of the things that I like to do, and you know, I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. Okay, it's hard to see because it's dark, but it really wouldn't be a hunter night on my own without sleeping outside. So we've got a hammock here, pillow, sleeping bag. We're outside of Brady's house, right there. So we do have access to indoors if we need it, but I'm gonna sleep outside. I brought a hammock, but Brady so graciously already had this one hung, so I'm gonna sleep in this one. All right, I'm sure I look ridiculous, but I did sleep out here and it wasn't too bad. As you can see, I drove to Omaha last night, and then we went to a little music gig for a friend from high school, and then just kind of hung out with him, caught up for a while. And now this morning we are going golfing. It's now Monday, and I have been a lazy POS all day. It's 1:30. Just took the dogs for a walk, so now we're gonna start being productive. But first, I need some more food in me. So last night, Marin wanted to try out this recipe that she saw on TikTok for a spicy salmon, like sushi, basically. And I decided I wanted to make that into tacos. So I got some small tortillas here, and I make some spicy salmon tacos. And then I also have some leftover pork ribs. I'm going to take the meat off the bone here, also put that in the taco, separate tacos. So we'll have a spicy salmon taco and then a pork taco. Got some cheese and of course a rain. And then we're gonna get to editing last week's video. Took about 4 hours to edit everything and put that whole video together. So now it's posted, which you should have already watched by now. But now it's 6:50. I'm gonna have just a little bit of pre-workout and go hit a workout in the gym. For those of you that have been following me for any amount of time, you probably know that I have the goal of squatting 500 pounds and running a sub 5-minute mile in the same day. Now, school has kind of gotten in the way of training, so in the last couple weeks, I've still lifted a few times, but it's not been good. So it's gonna be pushed back a little bit. I'm still training for it, I wanna do it, but I need to jumpstart the training somehow. So there's an account on Instagram called Pen and Paper Strength, and they have posts for Squattober. Now it's October 4th, and I'm gonna start Squattober today, which is basically squatting every single day. You'll see on the screen I have the app, and there's different posts for every day on what the workout will be. So today it's gonna be squat, bench, deadlift, and then some accessories to go along with it. So I'm gonna start doing this, and rather than programming for myself, just let the Pen and Paper Strength account do it for me, and then I'm gonna start running some more as well. Later this week, I'm going to attempt a challenge, which is the Deadlift Mile, so stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm gonna get in this first workout. Everything that we've been through has made us strong. Wow, I don't remember the last time that I did 5 by 8 on squats, because that's like moderately heavy, but 40 reps. So that was 40 reps at 305. My legs feel trashed. I was going to deadlift, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm gonna do this Deadlift Mile, but that will depend on how my legs feel tomorrow. Because if I can't walk, I certainly won't be able to run. But the second 2 days of Squattober are rest days, so I figured I will push the deadlift one of those rest days and make a workout out of it. So we're gonna knock out bench and chin-ups, and then the accessories, and Marin's already cooking dinner.
I still got the feeling that you're next to me, stuck in my head when lights go off.
As always, you can catch the entire workout on my Strava account, which is linked in the description. On there, I post every time I do a workout. In the description, I post exactly what I did, and then you can see, based on my Apple Watch or my running GPS watch, kind of what the time, how many calories I burned, and whatnot. So if you wanted to train like me, you could just follow what I do after every day that I do it. But if you want to see more details about what I'm doing for workouts, you can check it out at Strava.
My boat when you hold me so tight, the world just disappears in front of me.
What's up? Now it's Tuesday. It's about 11 a.m. and another cool thing that my school does that I've mentioned in previous videos is this diversity health series run by the Multicultural Center at DMU. So every week I'm doing this virtual diversity health series where they send us a video that kind of overviews one of the different minorities within our population here in the United States and kind of highlights some of the problems that they face when trying to get healthcare. And we go through a video, it's usually about 30 to 45 minutes, and then they give us some reflection questions and ask for a 2-paragraph reflection. And I've found it just really helpful to learn more about what some of the people in our country are facing when it comes to finding care for their health and battling that. So it's really cool. I'm going to knock that out, and then I think I'm going to reorganize this office. All right. We got everything reorganized. So as you guys probably saw in my apartment tour video, because you've watched all of my videos, my desk used to be right here, which is where this little stain is. But now we've got it against the window. I think lighting will be better for videos when I'm filming myself at my desk, but I also didn't like the glare that I had on my computer screen. So I'm gonna try this out. It didn't take me that long to do. It was about an hour to kind of switch everything around. So if I don't like it, I can end up switching it back in the future. But this stain, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get it out. It's from this guy. In our last apartment, there was water leaking into our bedroom that I didn't know about. And this thing sat in the water for like 3 months before we moved out. So when we finally moved here, there was still water sitting in the composite material that's in the dresser itself. So when it sat here and dried, some of the paint kind of stained the carpet. So I'm hoping that I can get that out. Otherwise, we're going to be in some trouble. So I'm sitting here editing the video, and I realized that my phone memory filled up and it stopped filming during some of my clips. So some of you might be wondering what a deadlift mile is. You've probably heard of a beer mile where you drink a beer before a lap on the track and you do 4 of them to drink 4 beers and run a mile. Well, a deadlift mile is the exact same thing, except you substitute the beer for 1 rep at 405 pounds on the deadlift. So here I'm showing you, I started my GPS and I ran a lap around my building. It ended up being 200 meters, but again, my camera cut out, so I couldn't film the whole thing, but I will have a screenshot right here of the Strava event. So you can see it was a full mile, but then I warmed up through the weights and then we'll jump back into it. So far, so good. I think what hurt Ryan Hall the most was that he had to use straps. So every time he was deadlifting, he'd have to stop and wrap up the bar, do his deadlift, and then go. So I've set it up so that I can basically take this rep on the run. I'll have to go mixed grip, but I have the grip strength to be able to deadlift 405. So we'll go mixed grip, take a lap, 2 laps, and see how it goes. But I need to do 1 rep at 405 and then warm up a little bit more on the run, and then we'll get to it. Okay, we are all warmed up. We got about half a mile of running in, got up to the 405 on the deadlift. I think the deadlift moved pretty good. So the first 2 reps are gonna be pretty easy, but running taxes the hamstrings. So I know that the reps 3 and 4 are gonna slow down, And I'm most worried about the running. There's a good headwind on the backstretch behind the building. So I'm gonna be winded coming into each of these deadlifts, but we're gonna grind it out and see what we can do. So here we have the setup for the deadlift mile at the end of the driveway. I just wanted to show you guys that I have 3 sets of 45-pound plates and then a 25 and 2 10s for each side. There you go. I am definitely nervous about this. I haven't deadlifted since May when I had my powerlifting meet, and I haven't run in 2 to 3 weeks consistently, and we're gonna be deadlifting in these running shoes, so we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, so I think when I crossed by the camera, it was like 650, but it ended up being that the lap was a little short. So I went around the corner, and if we go to laps, we got 6:59.03, and boy, did it suck. Gosh, I want to give you guys like the authentic, just finished post-race interview, how we feeling, but just everything hurts. Like, I knew my lungs were gonna be a problem, and you could probably tell in those last couple reps where I had to stop and take a breath before I actually did the deadlift, that that very much was the case. The lungs were screaming, but I could tell after the first one that the legs were also gonna be a problem. Leaving the third deadlift, going on that 5th total lap, my legs were just like, stop. And I had no idea what pace was like. I was trying to check my watch, but then doing math in my head, trying to do 200-meter math, it was just too tough. I needed to just not think about the running and just do it. So came into the 4th deadlift, knew I needed some breaths to be able to get it up clean, but stepping away from that, I rounded the corner, and the first 75 meters of leaving that deadlift, I just felt everything from my pelvis down, like even into my abdomen, was just giving up. They were like, stop it, dude. Why are you doing this? You're not even gonna get any views. But I was like, no, I'm gonna push through this. I gotta beat Ryan Hall, and then maybe I'll become famous. So put it out there. I think I also have another quick challenge to do before I go eat lunch. It's a freaking late lunch. It's now 2:47. But for you guys, I put off lunch to be able to do this challenge. But I'd love to hear, what do you want me to do next? Do we try and go, so that was just shy of 7 flat. Do we keep it at 405, try and go sub 6? Or do we go up to 500 and try and keep it sub 8? Let me know in the comments, what do you want to see? 500-pound deadlift or 6-minute mile? We'll see. But I'm gonna clean up and take a load off for a second, and then I'll bring you the next fitness challenge. Marin has been leaving me for workouts, so instead of working out with me here in the garage gym, thinks it's way cooler to go work out at Orange Theory, and I don't blame her. I'm pretty lame. So today she said that they're going to be doing a benchmark 200-meter row on the rowers. So I'm gonna do that here in the garage and see how we do. I'm very competitive, so I am going to try to finish 200 meters in half of the time that it takes Marin to today. So I'm gonna do it, and then when she gets home, we're gonna film her and ask her how long it took her. Okay, I haven't done a workout on a rower in a long time. We're talking like 2 years basically, maybe a year. So I've set up exactly 200 meters as the distance on here. I'm gonna do it, and then I'll show you guys uncut what the time is. The legs are fried. We did a little 250 meter warm up to just get some juice flowing back into them. I don't know how to approach a sprint rep on the rower, so we're just gonna go for it and see what happens, and hopefully the dogs don't get in the way too much. I think that was a little slower than I wanted to. 31.2. But, wow, I'm gassed. The heart rate is through the roof. I think that's enough exercise for today. I'm fairly sure that Marin's going to beat me because she is an athlete and a half. But 31.2, do you think it's gonna take her more than 1 minute and 2 seconds to finish a 200 meter on the rower? Pause the video. Go comment. Is it gonna be me or Marin that wins the rowing challenge? It's a bit of a handicap. I told her that I think I could do double hers, but I didn't tell her we were actually gonna have the competition, so she doesn't know, but I get a handicap because I'm freaking fried. But the next clip is gonna be her responding to what her time was.
What?
My lovely fiance has returned from the Theory of Orange,
No.
and I wanna know what your
No.
200 benchmark time was.
No.
I already told the people that the next clip would be you telling me what it was.
Because it's bad, and I've gone through a real up and down emotionally in the last 30 minutes.
So you're not gonna tell the people?
No, when I looked up, the thing that I was going to say to you is I have been going through it for the last 30 minutes. I'm sorry if I'm mean. So, no.
Okay, she has agreed to tell us.
I did it twice. The first one was 56.5 and the second one was 52.1, which is bad.
Good job. The dogs really like to feel included, so I like to take them with me in the truck whenever I can. They love riding in the truck, sticking their heads out the window. So we're gonna run to Casey's and get a little Rain energy drink and then get back to the day. But a little pro tip, I found that it's very difficult to clip your toenails the day after leg day. I mean, the soreness is just unreal. So pro tip, cut your toenails before leg day. All right, so we stopped. We got the 3 for $5 deal. Favorite flavor is white gummy bear. And then the cash register lady asked me if I am a model. And like, I've been getting that a lot recently. And like, yeah, sure, I'm having a sick hair day, but why haven't any like modeling agents ever reached out? Like, I don't get it. So, I mean, clearly I got some work to do. All right, a lot of people say that the microphone on these headphones is a lot better than the built-in mic on the iPhone. So I just wanted to kind of test it out. So we'll do some ASMR here. Oh, I love that sound. Oh. Glorious. Today is completely a rest day in the gym, so we're just gonna be working on some wedding planning. I'm also doing a little bit of mentoring, as I mentioned in my last video. So if you have any questions about the medical school application process, just hit me up in the email in the description. I've been emailing a few different students back and forth, and I think that they're finding what I have to say fairly helpful. So if that's something that interests you, it's there for you. It's only been 3 days without school, and I'm kind of bored, so I'm probably going to spend some time outlining the next block as well, and kind of not doing any like prep or anything, but kind of just getting my resources aligned and figuring out exactly what I'm planning to do for the block that starts next Monday. It's now Saturday. We've been doing a lot more of the same things, just lifting, playing golf, and now we are headed to a hockey game, so I'll show you a clip of that. And then we will catch you in the next one.